Hi guys, Steph here. Right, we've got for you an interesting pen today. This is just one of the pens that I've recently found on my trips looking for pens. And what we've got for you here, nice and simple, is a Parker 51. It's the new version. Now, a lot of you will know that I'm a vintage pen man, and in my pen hauls, I do find a lot of Parker 51s. And this is a drawer of just some of the Parker 51s that I've actually got in this plastic drawer. I've also got other 51s in boxes or in cases, but yeah, we've got a lot of 51s. Some of them have got issues, some of them are very nice, some of them just want servicing. So as you can see, I'm normally a vintage Parker 51 man. So there you have it, lots of old ones, but it's the first time I've had one of these new ones. So you can see it's the new Parker 51 in burgundy, CT or chrome trim, and dated, I believe, from around about, well, I think it's not 19, it's dated I think around about 2020. Now if we lift up this piece here, underneath you can see what I've done. I've put a Parker cartridge in there, and I've also popped a brand new converter. Okay, so let's take the pen out first of all. Let's pop that to one side. Okay, now as I said, what we've got is a burgundy Parker 51 CT, the new version. Now, as I said, this one, well, if we take you up to the cap imprint, you can see it says Parker, and then it has, actually, I'm not quite sure. Does it actually say France? Let me just look. Yeah. Okay, so these are obviously made in France, and you can see it's got the date code Q.111, which I believe relates to, keep saying 19, relates to 2020. Now, these new ones are made of what Parker call durable precious resin. I wonder where they got that term from. But either way, yeah, okay, let's call it a precious resin. The size of this pen caps is 140 millimeters capped. Around the barrel, it's approximately 11.7 millimeters in diameter. I believe this particular model also came in black, midnight blue and teal blue, and then they also had a sort of a deluxe version GT, which is gold trim. I think that they came in a black and also a plum colour. And then last but not least, I think they brought out two premium range pens in green and black as well. So they brought out numerous different, different colours and models. It's got a stainless steel cap with a palladium cap jewel and trim. Now, do I like it? Well, I'm not quite sure. You can see it's got the quite a modern sort of feathered arrow clip there. Now, if I bring on a vintage version, okay, for me personally, I prefer the jewel in the original Parker 51. And to be honest with you, I think I prefer the cap as well, with the sort of standard arrow clip, as you can see there. I believe, you can't see it, but there we go. I believe the new version is approximately 4 millimeters longer. So whether that makes a difference, I don't know. But there's the sort of the two pens sort of next to each other. Okay, I think I'm still preferring the vintage version. Okay, now the only sort of downfall you saw a little bit earlier, I've put a cartridge and a converter. This pen, when you actually buy it from Parker, does not come with a converter. You have to buy that extra, which I did with this pen and popped it in the box. So I had to buy, you know, a converter for the pen. So that's not a very good start in my opinion. But let's unscrew the cap. Yes, unscrew the cap, as opposed to just simply pulling the cap off like so. So the new version, you can see there, has these threads, and then it's got this sort of silver band there. Presumably that's to make it look like the vintage version with the clutch ring. But you can see the cap also has these threads inside. The only concern I would have, and I believe it's been said before, is that you've got a metal cap screwing onto, well, in all intents and purposes, a plastic thread. Would that last? I'm not too sure. Okay, I know one thing, nice and simple. You people that watch regularly will know that I am not a fan of people posting caps. Now, if you post this cap with that thread onto this pen, I think you're going to have a few problems. Eventually, you're going to have bad scratch marks on the pen. So that's why personally, I never post or recommend posting caps onto pens, especially my vintage ones. If we go to the section there, let's bring on the other one as well, just to give you a comparison. There you go. We've got the very recognisable sort of hooded nib, which obviously comes from, yeah, the vintage version. If we turn it slightly, you can see it's got a slightly different profile on the new version to the left. And then if we turn it round, you can see the feed is a little bit larger on the new version. But for all intents and purposes, yeah, you know, it's obviously based on the vintage design. Let's show you the feed. The feed underneath is slightly different. You've got this indent there, as you can see. In this particular case, it's got the letter M, indicating that it's a medium nib. The nib, you can see, as with the vintage, slightly, well, it's a hooded nib. In this case, on this model, it's a stainless steel nib. It's only until you get onto the deluxe and the sort of premium range that you have the pleasure of having a gold nib. If we unscrew the pen, you can see nothing inside. The pen, as far as you can see, has never been used. It's brand new, so you would insert the converter into the pen or a cartridge of your choice. Okay, so this one being the cartridge converter, and as we know, with the vintage, we've got this aerometric style converter, which for me personally is it's an excellent filler. The plyglass sacks in these pens have lasted this long and will still last for many years to come. It's an excellent, well, I think this filler is one of the best in the vintage pens, the aerometric filler. So for me personally, I do prefer that aerometric filler. Okay, the pen, as with a vintage, nice and comfortable to hold. You know, there's no difference there. This sort of slight step there doesn't affect holding the pen at all. But how will it write? Now, because it's brand new, it's never been inked, but what we'll do, let's try and do a dip test. Let's dip it in our ink. Let's just see how the nib writes. Just give that a bit of a wipe. So we've got the new Parker 51, and again dating this one to around about the 2020s, and in this particular case, as opposed to made in England, they're now made in France. There's no variation in the line. As I said, it's a steel nib, so it's writing as you would expect from a steel nib. And for me, although it actually sort of indicates that it's a medium nib, I think it's writing more with a fine line. There you go. But writing, yeah, you know, I haven't got a problem with the writing. It's writing quite nicely, especially from a steel nib, which you would expect from a company as Parker. But there we have it. Let's pop the cap back on. Let's screw that on. And there we have it. A brief review of a brand new, well, not brand new, from the 2020s, Parker 51. Do I like it? It's okay. It's okay. It's a nice pen. You know, whether it's this precious resin, well, to be honest with you, who cares? To me, it's a plastic. I think the older version plastics or lucite or whatever they were made of is a lot better. But yeah, I'm not a big fan. Yeah, people out there, there's sort of different opinions. Some people like them, excuse me, some people don't. For me personally, as a vintage pen man, I think I will stick with the vintage version. And as you saw before, I've got lots to work on. Anybody after a 51? Down below, get in touch. So there we have it. The new Parker 51 in burgundy, CT or chrome trim. I hope you've enjoyed looking at the video and looking at these pens as much as I enjoy showing them to you people. Don't forget, leave a comment below. There's a lot of people not leaving comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up if you will. But for now, I'm just going to say Slava Ukraini. And from me and this lovely two pens, I'm just going to say bye-bye for now.